So go find your birthdays. You can either type in birthdays or you can go to events if you're on your phone or your computer. And you'll see everybody's birthday that is today. Oh, Michelle Strom, it's her birthday today. Make sure you guys are inviting your team to jump on too. We're going to go over some cool cold market stuff. Okay, when you're done with your birthdays, I'm going to bring up the chat and have it out here too so I can see. When you're done with your birthdays, go ahead and just put in there done. And then I also, once I see a few dones, I've got another little thing I want you guys to do. Awesome. I'm seeing some dones. Okay. Most of you on here have probably have been trained in our warm market, which is just like our friends and our family and our friends that we already have on Facebook. Our cold market is what we're wanting to talk about this week and going forward through this power hour at least, is touching into our cold market, which is anybody we don't already have a connection with. I would even think that it's kind of touchy, but even like a referral, like a friend of a friend can be a cold market prospect, just because you've never talked to them before, you've never made a connection with them, you just have a similarity of a friend or a family member with them. So you're going to treat them just as much a cold market prospect as you would somebody that you found at a restaurant talking to them about our products. So I want to know how many of you have worked our cold market system. We have a really cool system in place, and if you don't know the story behind how it was developed, Kaylee Cyber taught it to her team, and her team taught it to their team, and somehow it got out to the rest of True Vision. And it is literally where we go into swap and sale, yard sale, garage sale, online yard sales, marketplace, that sort of thing. And we strictly, at the beginning, we were posting before and after pictures with a little, Sally is down 40 pounds, and she's off all of her meds. If you'd like some information too, I can help you. That is what grew my entire organization when I first started. I would literally go in and just post cold market ads because I was terrified of my warm market. I was terrified of talking to people because I've never done this business before. I was terrified of talking to people about our supplements. As crazy as that sounds, I know people can relate because there's people in my downline that too started with cold market and just ran with it because it was easier to talk to a stranger about our supplements and what they do rather than talking to our friends and our family, who are the biggest skeptics. Obviously, you guys know that. So I just want to know how many of you work our cold market. I'll look at this chat. Go into the chat and tell me yes, you do, or no, you don't work our cold market. I'm getting a lot of yeses. That's good. If you don't, that's okay. We're going to go over some basics in here. I'm not going to train you on how to do a cold market because every leader does it differently. I mean, we all have the same basis, but you know, we all have our own customer groups and how we work it. So I'm not going to completely train you. I just want to go over some basic stuff that has helped me grow my business, and I know that anybody and everybody can always use some tips, tricks, and ideas. So Colleen says, not really. I don't get much success with it, but I do try, which is totally okay. And I appreciate you, you know, being upfront and honest, because I think a big stigma of cold market is if you don't get one yard sale that hits, you're going to get frustrated and not do it anymore. However, your mindset has to be completely opposite. You have to make sure that you're constantly posting, whether or not you have a day where you've posted 9 times in yard sales, you know, throughout the whole day, and you don't have one single hit. You've got to know that that's not you. It's not you. It is absolutely probably just a crap day. It is probably, you know, a Friday night or a Saturday night and people are out or whatever the case may be. It's not you. But just keep going, keep posting. I can't tell you how many times I've had a yard sale previously be one of the hottest yard sales, and as far as like getting interaction and comments and whatnot, and then the very next day it be completely dead, or admins delete your post, or you get kicked out, or whatever the case may be. You just have to know that staying consistent is key in this. Just as much as staying consistent on your products, staying consistent on always getting a new audience. So with that said, I'm going to find my notes. Since there are quite a few of you that work cold market, hopefully this brings just a little bit of motivation to get back in there. I know myself, I slacked off for several months. You kind of get into management mode when you're working the business, and you forget that you've got to go find new people because you've got to constantly be adding to your portfolio, if you will. So kind of some rules, tips, ideas that I want to go over. Before that, I have a couple of people on here, I think I see them, that are going to join me, and I'm super excited and I really appreciate them joining me. They're going to give some tips on what they do. I'll go over some really kind of like etiquette things, like if you would want somebody else to see your yard sale post, what you would want them to do, and versus, you know, not what to do. So without further ado, Araceli, you want to hop on here? Can you unmute yourself, or you want me to unmute you?
Yeah.
Oh, you did it.
Okay.
Hi.
Hello. Hi.
How are you?
Nervous?
Oh, don't be nervous. So tell me a little bit about yourself real quick so people know that you're normal and
I'm human.
you came out of this business. You were a cold market prospect from my level one Andy.
Yeah.
I mean, she literally just went to a yard sale and posted, and you took the bait, and here you are.
Yeah. I tried every single thing that you could possibly think of, like the craziest stuff that you've heard of. I've tried it. So when I saw her post, I was like, why not? I already tried everything else. Yeah.
And you fell in love.
Oh yeah, definitely. I
How
haven't
how
worked
long have
out. I don't diet. So yeah, it works.
That's awesome. How long have you been with us?
Since 2018 in August, I believe.
Awesome. And you have gotten close to senior, and it's right in your near future. I know it is.
Yeah, I feel like I don't push hard enough, but I know I can do it if I really, really would stick to it and work hard.
Yes, absolutely. So you had a really awesome December and had added a lot of people to our group. Can you share some tips and ideas on what you did?
Yeah, I just posted and kept posting. And like you said, some days you don't get anybody at all. And then like that one day that just it was like nonstop until somebody deleted my post. But luckily I got like 200 people added that day. So it was really nice. Just keep posting and I don't know, it'll be your lucky day one day.
Yes, and keep posting. So how did you stay out of Facebook jail? Because a lot of us know about Facebook jail and
I have no idea. I have yet to discover, knock on wood, what Facebook jail is, or I didn't even know you get like a little slap in the hand before that. And I just kept going and I was like, hopefully they give me a warning before they put me in jail. Like
yes.
just kept
So
reminding me.
a lot of my teammates and my downline and myself have been in Facebook jail for just going so fast by adding people and posting before we knew that we couldn't post the same picture over and over and over and over without putting a border or an emoji or something. I was in Facebook jail. One of my biggest months, I was back down right in Facebook jail for 2 weeks. It was one of the first Club 90s, and it had just kicked off. I was so mad. But you live and you learn, and then you teach your downline not to do what you did. So you put like 200 people in our group. Do you have anything special that you do, like what you post? Is it something different every time? Is it the same thing?
Just try to do different ones from the ones that you guys say to do, like the one that joined the group with recipes and workouts and stuff like that, or do the little heart one, like how much would you like to lose, but just rotate them, and you never know what's gonna hit.
Cool. All right. I love it. Do you have anything else you want to share with us?
No, just stay active and love on your people.
Yes, and consistency doing
Yeah.
this.
Yes.
Well, I appreciate it so much for hopping on, and sometimes we just get into like the zone, and I think people think that it can be discouraging, and it can, but just like you said, just stay with it, stick with
Yeah.
it.
Yep.
All right, thank you, girl.
You're welcome.
um, like she said, she was giving some scripts. I was going to bring mine up that I like to use, and I kind of pulled the audience on one of these leader group chats I'm in. I asked them what they do, and I'm going to copy and paste it in the chat. It's going to look like it's Mama Starfish, but it's totally me. Here's a script that I like to use, my team likes to use, maybe. Hang on. And it is just the most simple thing to put in here. And all of these little boxes in that thing are emojis, so you'll have to go, oh, it did pop up the right way, I think. Can you see the little emojis? How many of you would be interested in joining our private support group where we have recipes, exercises, support, and products if you'd like to start your new way of living? It's free to join. If you're interested, let me know and I'll add you. Just lots of helpful info and encouragement and fun. That is simple. It's effective because you're touching on so many different things. You're touching totally different audiences when you type in, support, private, recipes, exercise, and then products. Some people are strictly looking for products. Like Araceli, I have tried many products too myself. So there may be somebody out there that is strictly looking for a new product. There may be somebody out there that's looking for something that is free. Free is a huge trigger word. It's a word that's going to get somebody to be like, bing, 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 bing. I want in. It's free. I don't care what it is. That's me. I love free.
Go back to this thing here. Maybe.
So that one is a really great one just for people to put me. And sometimes that is going to be like a really big hot yard sale post. Sometimes it's going to not hit at all. And it's not because it doesn't work, it's because that yard sale just wasn't hot at the moment. Another thing that I would really encourage you guys to do if you're going to start posting all over the country is remember your time zones. You know, New York is completely different time than California. And just keep that in mind. So if you're posting at 3 o'clock in the morning, go to the West Coast. That's a great time to post in the West Coast. It's like 11 and 12 o'clock over there. If you're a night owl, that's kind of been my style the last 3 or 4 weeks, has been posting in the West Coast because I've been a night owl for whatever reason the last few weeks. But yeah, if you're in Central Time, just make sure that when you're posting in Eastern and you're expecting people to jump on your post, that they're an hour ahead of you. That's a big deal. Excuse me. I need to eat, but we're working here. So that's just one script. I'm going to post a couple more that I have, but what I want you guys to do is, I don't know if you've been trained in kind of an etiquette of what to do when you do get into a yard sale. Let's say we get into one, and I always like to, and I try to train my team to go into the yard sale, go into the discussion, and if you don't see anything true related within 12 hours, that's going back from, like, if it's, noon right now, go back until midnight last night and see if you see anything that has like a before and after picture with something that would be what True Vision people would post. I don't care if it's another product. If they're strictly saying it works, or you see their green and black, emblem, whatever it is, go post over it. I don't care about that. But don't post on top of another True Vision associate's post. A lot of the times, because you wouldn't want somebody, you don't want to go into a yard sale post or a yard sale group and find there is somebody posting on top of yours, because it's not great etiquette. You wouldn't want somebody to do that to you. Don't do that to somebody else. Plain and simple. There have been many times where I've gone in there and somebody has posted over me. I've sent them a message and asked them just to, hey, I posted. They're not on my team at all. I don't know them from Adam, but I've just sent them a message and said, hey, could you take that down? Or maybe go into another one and post it. And nobody's ever really given me any grief about it. They just it's kind of a common courtesy, because they wouldn't want that done to them, and we're all in this together. And we are getting so big now that working the yard sale groups like this, I mean, you've got to have some kind of common courtesy. So I don't know if you guys have fun way. If you do, I don't know if you guys have a fun way of finding yard sales. But something I learned early on was I ran out of ideas of like yard sale names. So I would literally just bring up a map and I would look at an area that I thought I would want to prospect, because it got to be where would I want to go and have a meeting? Where would I want to go and visit? Where would I want to go and stay sometime? And that's kind of how I picked my yard sale groups. Somebody's not muted. Hang on.
I said, I don't know who else I can trust it now.
There, I think. So I would literally just go find a map and look at, when I was doing California, I would literally just look at California and I would see this long thing, and I thought going to the mountains in California would be awesome. So I'd go and find counties, and I would type in whatever county, and look through all of those counties and see which ones they would let me join. And now I have a lot of California counties. Another way I like to do it is typing in my kids' names. So my littlest is Lucas. So I would type in Lucas County, or Lucas Yard Sale, or Lucas County online sale, or I would just type in keywords and there would be a ton. There's a lot of Lucas counties. I would put in like colors, like green county, brown county, that type of thing. Just if you can think, whatever you can think of, go and see if there's a sale, like a yard sale of it. You know, maybe you want to branch out around your area, like Araceli is in Colorado. And I know that there is a huge market in Colorado because I get a lot of customers from there. I know a lot of my downline get a lot of customers from there. And, you know, just look around the counties around you, maybe an hour or two north or south of you, and prospect in there. I live in Terre Haute, Indiana, so I prospect a lot in Illinois because we're on the Illinois-Indiana border. So I prospect a lot over there. I had family up in Chicago, so I prospected all around Chicago, not in Chicago, but all the way around it. You know, just think outside the box and start adding new groups. So that's going to be another task. I want you guys to take about 5 minutes, go into your Facebook and find some new yard sales that you haven't joined. Hang on, baby. That you haven't joined and that you need to join. I want you to join like 2 or 3. They may not add you immediately, but it is middle of the day and admins sometimes don't have anything to do. So go and join 2 or 3. I'll give you 5 minutes to do that real quick.
Stop kidding. Because I'm trying to get her back to sleep.
Jody, can you please mute?
Oh, sorry about that.
How are we doing on that? You guys doing okay? Thumbs up. I can only see a couple of you. The rest of you want to be hidden. Okay. Somebody's not muted. I can't find them. All right, so you guys got a couple of new yard sales. And I'm going to give you another script that I like. It's super interaction. And I like to put it, I've put it on my own Facebook wall before too, just to get some interaction out of it. So it is, hang on a second. This one. Sorry. If you couldn't fail, how much would you like to lose before summer? You can always save this and then change it, like when summertime comes around. You know, the beginning of summer, how much would you like to lose by the end of summer? How much would you like to lose by the end of fall or the end of this year or whatever? You can always change it to meet whatever need you're trying to make out of it. But you can also put this on your wall. It'll get great interaction, especially if you have others posting on it, you know, from your sideline, downline, uplines. But I like to use that one. So did anybody get any of their yard sales to accept your invite, or maybe your yard sale you didn't have to like join it or answer those questions that some of them you usually have to answer? Anything? Hey, Lindsay,
Yes, ma'am.
are you at a spot like in your life where you could talk to us?
Well, yeah, I mean, it might get crazy, no telling what will happen, but, you know, it'll be fine.
You have this wire hanging down and stuff. I mean, it's all okay. Lindsay's house is under construction.
Yeah. Big time.
Lindsay, how were you introduced to True Vision?
So, Steve Williams, which is Alicia's husband, had posted in a local yard sale near me. And literally, I'm pretty sure the post was something so simple as who's looking to lose weight or who wants to lose some weight. And I bit because I'm like, oh, well, duh. But, you know, I was curious. I'm like, okay, well, what's this guy selling? And I was in the group for a long time, but I didn't know anything. I don't know. I was just totally uneducated. And I actually tried a different product first because Steve didn't follow up with me.
Good to know.
Yeah.
We were
So
in
you better get
Cancun
on
at
him
the
about
time
that.
too. Oh, I will.
Yes.
You know I will.
So, yeah, I do believe that, like, if maybe he would have followed, I mean, it was just like it happened to be like two people. Like he added me to that group, and then this other girl was trying to get me to do Thrive was the product, and she was like hounding me about it, and I actually won a free week sample from her. So that's why I obviously went that route first, because it was free. And it turned out not to be anything that I expected it to be, which I had told her, and she was pretty bitter about it. But hey, you know, I gave her the products back because I didn't finish them, because I was looking for appetite suppressant and something that would help me with my cravings. And I think that's huge for people that are trying to lose weight. And it didn't do any of that for me. I mean, it gave me energy, but that was literally it. And I needed more. So that's when I tried Tru and fell in love.
So basically, you were found on a yard sale site, and you just developed from there. How long have you been with us?
2 years. I am actually a good example of someone who really fell off in the business, and right now I'm like getting back into it, and I'm loving it because the momentum is really high. So when I started, I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I needed a hobby. I needed something to do along with taking care of the kids and everything. And so I really went full force into it. I watched as many personal development. I'd never done network marketing before, so I was really interested in learning and doing the best I could. I grew pretty big. I hit 1 star within like 4 or 5 months. And that was strictly cold market. I ended up at almost my exact 1-year anniversary. I got to go on my first Club 90 trip, which was the cruise, and it was freaking awesome. And then, so I kind of fell off. I wasn't doing cold market. I wasn't following up with my customers. And I'm telling you, that is your business. I mean, following up with your customers, you never know what they're thinking or what they're going through. So following up is key. So I've been getting back into my cold market again, and just trying to, I use that the Tru transformation right now is like a huge, easy way to get people interested.
Yeah, and you have 2 more
I've
days,
been using
today
that like
and
crazy because
tomorrow.
I am, yes, the 10th is the last day, and today is the 8th. So we do have a little bit more time. And so you can still push that, constantly be posting positive, anything that is going to help just your general public. I mean, you never know what people are going through or what could help them. Also, I wanted to say that with all the stuff going on in the world right now, with the war, if we're going to war or whatever, don't post about that. If you're going to post something positive that will, like for example, I posted, pray for our troops. You know, I mean, you don't want to rub somebody the wrong way to where they're going to say, I'm not doing business with you. Or, you know, political things are definitely never something we want to post about. So I just wanted to make sure I put my 2 cents in on that.
Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. I'll be right there. I agree with that too. And you had said something that struck out, and it's like just staying consistent and following up with your customers. Like it goes hand in hand with posting in cold markets, because once you develop that relationship with those people, it doesn't stop there. That relationship needs to continue in order to one, get a customer, and two, keep your customer. Our end goal for residual income, which is what we all should be striving for, not just our Monday pays. We want that residual income. That's our bread and our butter, is to make sure that you continue to follow up and stay consistent with that. So I think that we should go and do another task, and we should post in a couple of yard sales. If you already have some, go ahead and post in them if you're waiting on your new ones. But make sure that you go back and you look about 12 hours. 8 to 12 hours is a pretty good idea to look into a yard sale, and make sure that nobody else has already posted in it. And if they have, just move on. You don't need to post in that one, or set a reminder to post later. If that's a yard sale that you want to post on, set a reminder to do that later. Sandra, did you have a question or something? You raised your hand while you're working out.
Yes, I have a question just because I see we have some 1 stars. I'm not sure 2 and 3 stars. My question is this, and I'm not sure if anybody else might have the same question. When you first are trying to rank to 1 star, most of the customers that you're going to get your numbers are going to be personal, because you're still working on getting it together. So how, or what is the best method to keep up with your customers and still build your business without your numbers falling?
I'll answer this, and then if Haley can jump on too. I know she's done a really, really great job at keeping her numbers at or above, like on her own personal level, at or above a 1 star. I did for the longest time as well, and then business happens, and you get, like I said earlier, you get into management mode, and that falls off. But however, I don't know if you guys were on my Power Hour on Friday. I had one of my best months in a long time in December, and it was just basically going back to the basics of, consistency and being real and being active and online and available for those people all the time. But as far as getting your own 1 star, I know Lindsay can attest to this as well. She was a 1 star on her own. She doesn't have very many people selling underneath of her, but she made 1 star on her own pretty much. My husband as well, Haley as well, myself as well. When I first started, I pretty much hit 1 star. I had just that as many people as a 1 star, like on my personal level. And I think it just is, you've got to have some kind of system. You've got to have some kind of system in place to be able to continue to prospect, continue to follow up, and continue to build those relationships, because that never stops. Whether or not you have 2 people under you or 90 people under you, that never stops. You just have to amplify your organization. You have to amplify the way that you give your time to this business, because if you've got 90 people under you, that is at least 3 people a day that you need to talk to or follow up with, on top of prospecting and making sure that you're active and creating stories. And maybe you have a customer that wants to, you're always going to have customers that need this or need that, or I want to change this, or can you stop this auto ship, or whatever it is, you're always going to have that. It's just going to be amplified more when you have 60, 70, 80, 90 people underneath of you. So I would love for Haley or Lindsay to also, they both have a really great organizational system that can help. One of you, I would love for you to hop on and say something. I think Haley unmuted.
I did. Everyone that orders from me, I I write their name down. I have like a follow-up form that I use. I write down when they ordered, what they ordered. I send them their tracking information. I then set a reminder for myself and for them to send them tips and instructions. I do that with everybody. And then that first week, I'm checking in with them every single day. And I even tell them, I'm probably going to get on your nerves, but you'll thank me. Like, that's something I tell them because I want them to be prepared for me to be messaging them, hey, how did today go? If they say, great, great. Any questions? Nope. Okay, well, great. I will talk to you tomorrow. If something comes up, let me know between now and then. Getting 1 star by yourself is totally possible, but it's not easy. It's going to take work. And you're not going to be able to like be in and out of the business to do it and to maintain it. It's going to take hours a day to do it and keep it. But organization is key. Like I said, set reminders to send them their tracking information. Send them tips, not just a basic set of instructions. If they get shakes, tag them in some shake recipes. If they get renew, make sure you add some instructions for renew. If they get heart and hydration, send them instructions for heart and hydration. If they get the vitamins, send them instructions for vitamins. I mean, really take care of your customers and they're going to stick with you. And that's where you're going to start ranking, is when those people start reordering. At this point, I'm a 3-star. I've gotten really close to 4-star a couple of times. But most of my customers now I get are referrals. Yeah, I still work cold get everything. But along with that, over half are referrals I get from other customers. And it's because I take care of my customers. So, I don't know. Did that answer your question? I'm in the middle of changing a diaper. So I got sidetracked.
Would y'all say that it's easier to follow up with a small amount each day, like a goal, 5 every single day, versus trying to do them all in one day?
Yes. I know a lot of people do like follow up Friday. I follow up every single day with customers. Every day. There's not a day I'm not following up with people.
There are really great systems. I don't want to interrupt you,
You're good.
but I'll totally forget this. You know me, I have like squirrel. There are totally great systems for like every day 1 through 30 or 1 through 31 that you can create for yourself. You can get it in a notebook, you can get it in a binder, you can get a filing system with index cards. I did that when I first started and I wanted to grow my business even more. And I would just stick, Bobby Sue, and she enrolled and she ordered on this day. I need to follow up with her on the 15th of the month. So I would move her card to the 15th of the month, and I would, if it was the 15th of the month, I would pull out all those people that I need to follow up with on the 15th of the month or the 22nd or whatever day it was. And then it got to be where I had a lot of people that their auto ships would be the 25th. And so I made sure that I would check with them before the 25th. Just to make sure that, hey, reminder, your auto ship's going to go out. Do you need to change anything? Is the 25th still good? Not that we can push it out any further than that, but I'm not in the business to make that money. I mean, I am in the business to make the money. Don't get me wrong. I'm in the business of making sure that my customers' needs are met. If the 25th isn't good for them and they don't get paid until the 28th or whatever, we will have that turned off and we'll just place an order. Or I'll make sure that auto ships go through another day, or whatever the case may be. But just make sure you have some kind of system to where you're not overwhelming yourself by checking up with your already existing customers in one whole day. That is probably a big key element, because you're just going to overwhelm yourself that day, and you're going to do nothing but follow up, fix problems, make sure this is happening. bending over backwards for yourself that day. So make sure that you spread it out throughout the month. That way that you have an idea of, the volume that you're going to need to follow up with people.
It also helps. I think it may have been Lindsay who gave this idea. I don't. It's been a while, but to put your phone in airplane mode when you're following up. That way you don't get distracted. Like, you can send all your follow-up messages out to your customers and without getting interrupted with people replying back. So I still do that to this day. I will put my phone in airplane mode and I will go do some follow-ups. Another thing you can do is, if you're up late at night and you can't sleep, send some messages out then. Most people are sleeping late, so they're not going to respond to you until the next day. So that'll help you from getting overwhelmed at night with a bunch of messages at once.
Putting it on airplane mode, will it send a message or won't send it till you turn it back off?
It'll send it when you turn it back on.
Or when you turn airplane mode off. Yeah.
Yes.
Lindsay, what would you say as far as getting your 90 by yourself?
Okay, so add to your friends list as much as you possibly can. And that means sending anyone and everyone who comment on your yard sale post, any way that you can think of to get more people to look at your stuff. Because not only are we weight loss, because like now we have the CBD, you never know who wants what. So really we can be marketing the entire world. But following up, I would do every week. I would schedule it to where, thank you. I would do like certain, I would have my notebook so I could see like, okay, this date I needed to follow up with these people. And if you do it weekly, like Haley does it every day, I wasn't that persistent about it. Good for you, by the way. I followed up on a weekly basis on Mondays and Tuesdays was like my deal. So if I was constantly posting in our customer group, always, like 3 times a day at least. Being as interactive in the customer group as possible. And you can post anything that's going to help someone with weight loss, just to make the group positive and let them know, like, we're not just here for the sale. We really want to better your life. Being genuine with people, and I do a lot of interaction posts on my own Facebook, like as simple as that one, like a breakfast one. Do you, like, which one would you do without? Sausage, bacon, ham, or biscuits and gravy, like something like that. Just anything to get people to comment on your Facebook. That way, it's way more visible for a lot more people. And being real, not just posting salesy stuff on my Facebook. I am a real human being. Like, I'm not just here for the sale. This is my job, but it's also my hobby to help people. It's not just, for me at least, it's not just making a buck. Like, I genuinely love when people are like, holy shit, I've lost 50 pounds. And I, can't believe it, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's all so rewarding. Being able to see people's health change drastically is, like, so awesome to me. Especially because I was never in the medical field. I don't know anything about that kind of stuff. So, like, when people are telling me my doctor is, loving my blood work now. And I share that on my Facebook, like, check this out. Look at what this did for this person. And then people who have those similar issues are like, whoa, give me some information. And I've really changed up how I talk to people. It's just kind of a learning thing. It always changes how I do things. I used to, I mean, I look back when I first started and I'm like, wow, how gosh, I do things so different now. Even from just telling people how our combo works. I used to send them a picture that explained what the orange did and what the blue did. Now I've been sending out a video, and I've been getting a lot more response to people, I guess, understanding a little bit better about what our product would actually do for them. Hold on. And in a more positive way. I just think sometimes when people read things, they're only looking for things they want to hear or read. And then when they're listening to the video, it's like, oh, wow. Okay, so this can help in all these different ways, not just what they're specifically looking for. If that makes any sense. Stop. But staying up, following up and growing your friends list, not just getting discouraged with your cold market, it's huge. There's days and days that I go without anybody ever answering to me. And then all of a sudden you'll hit a good one, or you'll hit 5, or, you know, anything is better than nothing, but you can't get discouraged. I have a cold market tip. I know you guys, like Alicia and Haley, I don't know who else is on, but I know you guys have heard me talk about this. But I write all of my groups down, and I actually found a way to print them. If you open a Word document and then you have your Facebook open as well, if you go to your group, start at the top and select and drag all the way down, and then you copy and paste them into a Word document. Now for me, that's like 40 something pages because I have so many groups. So I go in and edit it and make it smaller. I put it in columns, and then I color code it. I do all this stuff to make sure that I'm hitting different groups every single day. And then I just keep going and going. And I add some, I delete some. I mean, I just constantly am posting in different places all the time at different times. So that's one big thing, is making sure you're not flooding the same group over and over, because people are just going to get sick of seeing it, or, you know, the same people are seeing it. I mean, you just want to keep, you never know if the next person you get is going to be like open you up to a whole world of people. So you always have to be looking to grow. And getting your yard sale groups organized, I think, is a huge way to help yourself.
I agree. I thank you. I know you're a busy mama. Haley, I have a question if you're still on here.
I am.
You had mentioned about referrals and how once you create that relationship with your customers, I know you've done a really great job of just asking them if they'll do you a favor. Can you touch on that real quick? I know we don't have very much time, but I know it will benefit so many people too.
Yeah, so especially if I have a customer that's doing really well, I'll just ask them, hey, can you do me a huge favor? And 9 times out of 10, actually, I've never had anyone tell me no. They're like, sure, or maybe, what's up? And I just ask them, hey, can you post something on your Facebook for me? and tag me in it, or can you make a post on my Facebook for me? And like I said, I've never had anyone tell me no. And I just like, I do it after we follow up, say they've lost like 10 pounds this month. I'm like, hey, will you just go post that on my wall or post why you love the products? I was like, you can just keep it short and sweet. You don't have to post a picture with it. And that really helps out a lot, especially if they post it on their own wall and tag me in it, because then their friends see it that way. So that's
Very cool.
what I do. And then if
And
they
you get a
post it on
lot of,
my wall, yeah. And if they post it on my wall for me, then that just gives me kind of like another third party validation.
yeah.
So
I mean, you're having all those people already on your friends list, you know, saying, well, heck, they're starting it, you know, and they're thanking her for her help. Maybe I should start it. Maybe she'd be a good coach for me.
Yep.
And then you can always take it a step further, which I know you've done, and have your team go in and congratulate that person or cheer them on, which I don't know if you guys know this, but if you have, I don't remember the amount of comments on a post, but the more interaction that your post gets, 80% more people will see it in their news feed. So just a simple, you know, if I was Haley's customer and I went and posted on her wall, thank you so much for your help this last month. I've lost 10 pounds. And then you have all of your team go and post on it, or your friends or whatever. So many more people are going to see that in their news feed, which is, you know, the message from me to you, which is going to, any of your friends are going to see it. Any of my friends are going to see it. And I just, like you said, it gives that third party validation, and it gives a great way for you to, you know, continue building that relationship with your customer. And I know you've gotten some customers out of it that have turned into selling associates. So I think that's even better.
even if those
Wow.
are,
Go
even
ahead.
if they're only selling 1 or 2 a month, that's still 1 or 2 that I didn't have. And so that's like, not everyone's going to be a business builder. Some people only want to do 1 or 2 a month, and that's perfectly fine, because like I said, that's 1 or 2 that you didn't have before.
Which is okay. That is just fine. And you always need to meet your team where they're at. And if they don't want to be, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7, 19-star director with True Vision Health, you got to be okay with that. You got to respect that, and just know that they're fine with that. And you've got to respect that and be okay with it. That took a long time for me to, I've said that before, it took me a long time to understand, like, why wouldn't you ever want to just quit your job and stay home? You know, but
I still
not everybody
struggle with
wants that.
So.
I do too. I mean, sometimes, but then it gets it's a lot better, you know. But okay, does anybody have any questions? Let me bring it back up on my computer. What video did you send? What video are we talking about? Was it Lindsay or Haley talking about a video?
Lindsay said whenever someone asks what the combo is, she sends them a video that explains what the combo does.
She used to send them a video, right? Oh, there it is. She sent it. Thank you, Lindsay. And Sandra for your question, and Araceli and Haley. These are all my girls. I knew you guys would help out. I really appreciate it.
Because one thing that I don't know that we've talked about, or maybe we haven't, I just missed it. How have we been promoting our CBD patches or Harmony on yard sales? Because I have 10 within a mile, because they're constantly opening up around me and nobody has patches.
I never have. So if somebody has and they've had success with it, totally jump on here. I don't promote that on, not because I don't love it, because I totally do. I have one on, but I just have never jumped into that. I like to open that conversation up when somebody tells me, you know, they have all these symptoms. So I've never marketed it on a yard sale. But if somebody else has, totally pop on and tell us how you've done it. Anybody? Araceli, have you?
I did, because what was her name? Cheryl Fint, I think she posted it, but it didn't get any hits. But she said she had a big success. Just tried, I think she posted, have you tried the oil, CBD oil? Oh, what a nasty taste. How about you try something that you don't have to taste or something like that? Yeah.
Oh, that's a good idea. Tina says she friends people in Finnermine groups and waits for them to see them to reach out to her. That's awesome. That was another thing I wanted to touch on, but I ran out of time. So I'll just keep talking as long as you guys are still listening. You can jump off if you have to, and you only have 1 hour to jump on, was interest groups. And I think that they are so underrated in our business because it's an awesome opportunity for us to build and create those relationships with people that have the same interests as us. And even if you don't have interests as us, and I learned it from Darla Odom, if you've never listened to her story, talk about interest groups. She doesn't own a dog, she doesn't have a dog, but she is in dog groups. And she creates relationships with people in dog groups. And not because that she's just trying to, gain more friendships and relationships, but she genuinely likes to be in these dog groups. So, I mean, you could join groups that you're not even interested in, but like I'm in a couple of, my husband's a firefighter, so I'm in firefighter wife groups. And I've noticed a lot of other people, other network marketing people have been going into these groups and kind of like throwing their plug in. And a great way to do that is to just be real. Allie taught me this. We were at Stacey's house one time. We were doing a power hour, and she was like, I was in an interest group, and I saw this lady do this. And it was literally, she introduced herself. She was completely real. I'm batshit crazy. I have 4 kids. I love X, Y, and Z. If there's any other moms on here that are just like me, I'm looking for new friends. Send me a friend request. And that was literally it. And this lady had a ton of people on this interest group friend requesting her. And so I did that on one of my firefighter groups, and I got a lot of interest. I was just like, I'm a stay-at-home, or I'm a work-at-home mom. I have 3 kids, and we have a boxer dog, and I literally do nothing but clean up after them and work my home business. And I need some new friends. If anybody's interested, I'd love some new ones. And I had a ton of friend requests from that. So you could just do something simple like that. I'm in a mommy needs wine group, and there's a lot of people that love to have relationships in that group. I've done that in that one, and I'm about every friend I could be with them. So you can use those interest groups as anything that that you can think of. Get creative, think outside the box, introduce yourself in those groups. But what 100% I do not want you guys to do is go into those groups and say, hey, I have a weight loss group. If you want to join, put an emoji below. That's not what those groups are for. Those interest groups are strictly there to create a relationship with people and have them come to you. If you start building those relationships, you start getting those friend requests, you're going to go onto your own Facebook, and you're going to post once a day about not about Facebook, but about True Vision. But you're going to keep True Vision out of your Facebook posts. You're going to make it interesting, create enticing things so people are coming to you and wondering what the heck you're doing. And then every now and then on your own Facebook, I wouldn't do it all the time, just post something about, hey, I have this awesome support group. If you're not in it already, I'd love to join. It's free. We share lots of awesome healthy recipes, at-home workouts, that sort of post, only once in a while. And then you're going to start getting those interest group people that you've added. They're going to be like, oh, I can be in another group. It's free. I need some at-home exercises. I love the recipes, blah, 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 blah. That's when you're going to get those people. But utilize your interest groups. Add those just as much as you add your yard sale groups. Lindsay, what do you need? Got your hand raised.
I think it's probably an accident.
Maybe she
One
didn't
of the
need
things that
anything.
I just wanted
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to second on your interest groups about, I was going to tell you a post that you pretty much kind of said it. I got into a pregnancy since I just had a baby in a group of, it's all women, well, I assume. And I posted in there, hey, I'm looking for some friends, just feeling like a lonely mommy, and I would love to watch our kids grow together considering they're around the same age. And I got like tons of friend requests and new friends from that, and it was just so easy.
Very cool. I love it. Sandra, what were you going to say?
I was just going to throw in a suggestion because I do have like new girls, and I introduce the interest groups, and they come to like a fault because they're like, I don't have any hobbies. I don't like to do anything. But to let everybody know that interest groups is much more than just hobbies or football. Sorry, I'm out of breath. It can be if you like to collect pennies, if you like certain music, like to play piano, walk at the park, dogs, envelope collecting. It could be anything from purse, makeup, nails. I like watches. There's so many groups out there on Facebook, and people probably don't even know.
Yes, you're
So
exactly right.
don't limit
You're
yourself
exactly
to
right.
the interest group.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're 100% right. I'm glad you said that because, you know, every power hour I've ever been on and we talk about interest groups, people are like, I don't have anything I'm interested in. Well, yes, you do. You love to drink whatever. You love to drink milk. Go find a milk interest group. You love to sleep. Go find a sleep interest group. Whatever it is, there's going to be something out there for you. I am really interested in buying a brand new Kia Telluride. So last night while I couldn't sleep, I jumped on and I'm like, there's got to be an interest group for them. They're brand new vehicles, brand new 2020 vehicles. So I'm like, there's got to be something. I'm, you know, want to get information on them. So I joined some Telluride groups. Did you know there's Telluride Colorado? I bet Araceli knew that. When I was looking for a Telluride interest group, I found that there's Telluride Colorado. And when you know that I'm going to be joining some Telluride Colorado yard sale groups too. So whatever you're interested in, somebody is always interested in something. Where you like to play euchre, you like to browse Facebook all day, go find some Facebook interest groups. You may have to get a little bit, I don't know.
It can get pretty
You
crazy.
dig a
There's
little.
even groups that says I love tacos group. I
Yes,
like
that's.
crazy,
I'm
crazy
going to
mom.
join that one.
You'd be surprised. There
Or
was one time that I got an invite for crazy hot moms that like riding Jeeps. And that's all they posted
okay.
about Jeeps. There's a lot of different interesting groups out there that we just don't know about. You'd be surprised if you put
I'm going to need you to add me to
keyword on
that
the
one.
search.
Lindsay loves Jeeps.
Yeah, so you'd be surprised. You could even do moms, I'm crazy about pink. I mean, any
Yeah.
simple keyword will shoot you to a group that you had no idea that's there.
Well, and if you find a group that you're not, like there's nothing you're, you know, interested in, or there's something you are interested in and you don't find it, go create that group and create a following.
Oh, yeah.
Allie and I think a couple others were going to start this interest group, and it was, I think it's called Moms and Margaritas or something. And like, it makes us sound like we're alcoholics, but we're totally not alcoholics. It just, we started putting like funny memes in there and like, I don't know. It was just Moms and Margaritas. I think that's what it's called. But just like, I don't know if a lot of you on here are in Alicia Yarborough's group. It's Hot Mom CEO. It is a super unfiltered. It's not for the faint at heart. She created that interest group not to sell to the people in there, because a lot of them are True Vision associates, but a lot of them are like friends of friends. I've added my friends that are not True Vision associates into that group, and I have no doubt that she would never sell to those people. maybe it's not Moms and Margaritas. Oh, maybe it is. It is Moms and Margaritas. We didn't add anybody. I don't think there's anybody in there.
You need to
There's
add
8
me to that
members.
one.
There's 8 members. But yeah, so if you don't have something already, go create a group and start adding people. And create your own interest group, and then you can sell to anybody in that interest group if you want to. But
That's a great idea. You need to just add tacos and margaritas. Maybe you'd get more interest.
yeah, well, the one that Allie and I started up, like we added, it was probably a year or 2 ago. We literally don't have anything in there. It wasn't even that long ago. It was May 30th of 19. But we haven't added anything. We just got super busy. Haley's in there. So anyways, that's interest groups. That's cold market yard sale groups. And this went way longer than I ever thought it would. I thought it would be short, but it's okay. That's what we're all here to learn and have a great time together. And I really appreciate all of you jumping on. Does anybody have any other questions? No? You can unmute if you do. Or if you're scared to do that, you don't have to. You can just chat. Okay. If not, I'm going to stop this. And things that can be expensed for taxes list. That is a great question. And I know that there is a power hour very soon that's going to go over all of that. And I know that we have previous power hours. We have one with our CFO, which is Scott Lamb from last year. He went over a lot of ideas. And then Elisa Cowart's accountant also went over a lot of things that you can deduct and what you can't, and some ideas on tax purposes for your business. So I know it is on our YouTube channel, if you can find that, or if somebody has that quick link, you can throw it into the chat really quick. But if not, I know that we will have a tax power hour very soon because taxes are coming up. So Tina, I thank you for that. But if you guys don't have anything else, I'm going to hop off of here. Got an appointment to get to, but I appreciate all of your help and knowledge and love and understanding for being on here. All right, I appreciate all of you.